Hello, Sheila. This will be some video feedback for you on the web banner. If you have any difficulties in the next couple of weeks, don't hesitate to reach out. I bid you strength. Hi, Sheila. You've got everything in place, but as you can see, the movement is a little herky-jerky. Easy to fix, though. So I like your choice of photographs. All you need really is the logo and maybe rudimentary contact information. I'll open up in Photoshop next. I hope I'm looking at the most recent thing, and I'll show you how you can slow down your animation. Unless this is intentional, it does grab your attention, but in a kind of annoying way. So I think you probably do want to slow it down, right? Sheila, the first thing I'm going to do is import the logo. It's pretty easy to do. I'm going to drag the layers dialog box over here. I'm going to create a new layer. It's going to be up here. It's going to float on top of everything else. And then I'm going to go to Illustrator, and I'm going to open up the style guide, okay, which should be around here, some file. Okay, so here's the style guide. Notice how the interface, for Illustrator is so much like Photoshop. I'm just going to select, using one of these select tool arrows, the logo. I'm going to use Command Copy. I'm on a Macintosh. It might be different for a PC. This will copy it to the clipboard. And then I'm going to go back to the Photoshop file, which is here. And I'm going to select that layer that I just created, and I'm going to paste. And hopefully this will work. Now, I would paste it as a smart object. That means that its vector nature will be kept. If you paste it as pixels, you won't be able to scale it up or down. And I hope you understand that. Vectors are essentially mathematical equations, and they can be scaled up or down infinitely. So I'm going to paste it as a smart object. Be patient. And here we are. So it previews, as a bitmapped image, but once I hit or commit to pasting it, move this stuff out of the way here, it should smooth its way out. So it's going to Sheila, I was wrong about that. Don't paste it as a smart object, because that's essentially linking it, and you know what that does. So save it as a vector path. Let's see what that does. It should be. It got held up when I tried to save it as smart object. Gosh, that's not working either. Perhaps I need to. I'm sorry, Sheila. It was smart object. Anyway, I've got it on there finally, and I can understand the difficulties that people have. Here I am fumbling with it. If you scale it up or down, make sure you don't squash it or compress it. Okay, so to scale it, without distorting it, hold down hold down Shift key and drag out this way. And so the way I've got it here, once you release, it should. Okay, progress might be slow. Okay, I'm going to go on from here, but that's how you would get the logo in there. Let's also look at the timeline or the timeline editor, and Sheila, it's very easy to slow it down. Bring this over here. All you need to do is select the frames. Let me stop it. Go back to the beginning. Select the frames. Right now, you've got them for 0 seconds. You only have to fix one to change them all. So let's see what happens when we slow it down to 2 seconds per frame. Okay. So one other thing you could do is what's called tweening. And let me show you what that is. It creates smoother transitions. So let's say we wanted frame 2 to fade into frame 3. So I selected those two. I'm going to put, say, 12 frames in there. And here's some of the things that it'll do. It'll provide a transition between the position of something, an item, the opacity, or even the effects, if you have them on layers. And so here's what I've created. Let me drag this out here. So there's the frames. Now I've got them for 2 seconds each. That's probably a little long. I'm just going to change it back to maybe like 0.2 of a second. We'll see what that looks like. And back it up. Get this off screen here. And let's see. You see, that's a bit smoother transition. I like your photographs. I think they could bleed end to end. And by that I mean, for example, let me slow this down. Let me go to this picture. Make sure you're on the right layer here. Hope this is visible. I'm going to hit select and then image, or edit rather, scale, or transform. I think it's probably under here. Transform scale. Then if I hold down the shift key, I can enlarge it proportionally. Hopefully your images will be big enough to support this kind of resolution. Okay, so that is how you enlarge an image. And I think it looks like your images probably will support this. Much better to have them come end to end. And so that, in combination with the logo, is pretty much all you need, but you will have to add some type, some basic contact information. All right, I'm going to leave it here. Sorry about my fumbling, but hopefully this gives you a good idea.